Beach renourishment is a common practice used all around the world to restore our ever-changing coastlines and protect waterfront properties from sea level rise and erosion. Renourishing beaches also supports local economies from tourism and provides dune ecosystems for coastal life. Unfortunately, there are many negative impacts of this process that demand attention. In order to renourish our beaches, a process called dredging is used. Dredging is the process of extracting and relocating sediment from waterways in order to collect sediment that is redirected to the beach. There are different ways of dredging, the most common being hydraulic, where the dredger uses suction to collect sand from the ocean floor and then moving it with a large barge or pipeline, as we see here in St. Augustine. Other ways of dredging are manually scraping sand from the ocean floor and moving it to the beach. Although it can help combat erosion, dredging strongly affects the environment, marine life, and the people who live nearby. Beginning with the effects on the environment, the seafloor is similar to a safe in that it stores toxic pollutants over time. During the dredging process, this sediment safe is opened and those chemicals are released with the ability to change the chemical properties of the seafloor and reduce water quality. These toxins are then also available to be consumed by marine organisms, possibly working their way up the food chain and onto our plates. Dredging also changes the natural structure of the beach and seafloor, which can lead to an unnatural flow of waterways.
Secondly, the effects of dredging on marine organisms is something we can't look past. Collisions between dredging vessels and marine mammals are very common and can cause injury or death. This especially affects vulnerable populations, such as the Florida manatee. In addition to the sediment, hydraulic dredgers put organisms living on the seabed at risk of being sucked up unintentionally. Dredging destroys habitats where bottom-dwelling organisms live, resulting in death or displacement for animals like flounder and crab. Additionally, the sand disturbed by dredging affects the amount of light able to pass through water. Without light, seagrass's ability to photosynthesize decreases. The floating sand then smothers the seagrass, destroying the habitat and a major food source. The noise produced by dredgers can cause auditory injury and behavior changes to marine mammals like dolphins and whales that rely on sound for hunting, traveling, and communicating. Sound wave channels in the ocean allow for noise to travel thousands of miles, affecting the species that live nowhere near the dredging site. Lastly, many organisms that live on the beach are inevitably smothered when the dredged sand is moved onto the beach. Not only does dredging affect the environment and marine life, but beach renourishments cost millions of dollars every time they are completed. While the frequency of renourishment depends on the storms and climate change, we know that an artificial beach erodes up to 300% faster than a natural beach.
The Volano Beach project cost taxpayers $144.7 million over a 50-year period for only 2.6 miles of beach. Additionally, beach renourishments can take months to complete, and in many cases, a large metal pipeline stretches throughout the water and onto the beach and is used to transport the sediment. The pipeline releases rust into the water, presenting a hazard to beachgoers and is a major eyesore. While beach renourishment may provide a temporary relief for beachfront property owners and the economy, a new method must be found to reduce the negative impacts on the environment, marine life, and our wallets. In the meantime, we can try to reduce global greenhouse gas emissions that fuel sea level rise. Consider alternatives to daily activities such as biking instead of driving, buying secondhand items, and consuming less animal products. We must become aware of the detrimental impacts dredging has on the ocean, the beach, and the animals that inhabit both. We need to decide whether or not we wish to continue this pattern and if domesticating the coast is worth the destruction taking place.